up, y'all? It's the favorite trio. It's your favorite trio. And so, I'm with the lovely. And the lovely.
Nyjah at _Nyjah11.
And it's me, Tip at Tipville_USA. So, Nyjah, what do we got for today?
We gonna be talking about the crazy shit that went on this week, cause we 8 days into 2021, and this shit is worse than 2020. We got treason. Ooh. Treason fucking happened.
I don't know if anything is top 2820.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's too early.
It's too early to tell for sure. But
in 2020, did your president commit treason?
I didn't have a president in 2020.
I ain't never had a president.
We haven't had a president since Barack Obama.
Who?
I knew he was gonna say that.
Well, fuck this episode.
Oh man, so Nyjah.
So we are talking about the rioters. I don't even like calling them rioters because they were.
It damn near sound like the rioters.
Rioters.
The rioters. You mean the terrorists?
The terrorists that
part because they broke into the whole fucking Capitol.
Yeah, like that's a fucking terrorist move. Like it's a dick move. It's a terrorist move.
My thing is, did they really break into it? Because they out here taking selfies and shit with them.
I don't think so.
Did they break into it?
I don't think so.
I think they had a couple of sacrifices.
Yeah, because I don't see how you just, you broke windows or you walking in. People, you seen a picture of a lady in a wheelchair?
How can she climb a wall?
The boneless lady
in a wheelchair. I don't think she had legs, right?
She had no legs and no arms.
Yeah, she had no legs, no arms in a wheelchair.
What the hell was she holding?
Somebody had to push that girl in there.
She got a knife in her mouth?
I don't know.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, how the hell these people with no limbs get in?
Yeah.
Man, they went up the ramp that they made for them.
The handicap ramp.
Yeah, the handicap ramp. We gotta get your ass.
But still, she got how she rolled herself up, no arms.
Somebody pushed her.
It did not look like a motorized chair.
Somebody pushed her. Maybe she used her mind like Professor X.
Nah, my thing is, what I'm thinking, maybe what happened was like when the crowd moved, maybe she accidentally got pulled in there. Maybe she was just in the crowd.
Man, I would have thrown up.
She was just visiting for the day with her family.
She was visiting.
And they got swept up in the crowd.
Yeah. They said, come on, bitch, you coming with me? No, they used her to open the door.
She was the ranting
Put her to hell. Push her through the door. Oh, child. Somebody got to be sacrificed.
I mean, technically it was 4 of them.
Yeah, 4.
4. That's crazy.
You feel bad?
Whenever there's a loss of life, yes, but not for that dumb shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I seen the video today where old girl ran up. Wow, I was like, oh shit, I did like that because at first I was like, damn, a motherfucker got shot. But then I thought about it. I was like, it sounds fucked up, but it's like, damn, like our people, we couldn't even sniff the grass on that motherfucker. Not alone, we can't even see when we look across the block, boom, a gunshot. They literally walked up there, drove up there with guns.
We're back
climbing.
And climbing.
In broad daylight. And got inside.
Got all the way inside. Taking selfies in Nancy Pelosi's
Like, I thought there was a bunch of Peter Parkers.
And had the feet kicked up on the desk.
Hella feet kicked up.
Like, that's his, like, bruh. He's too comfy.
At first, I thought the pictures was a joke. I literally did not think this was for real. When I woke up, I don't watch the news. I woke up and I was on Instagram and I was like, what is this? Oh, it's just jokes. And then I got on GroupMe and everybody was talking about it. I was like, oh.
No, I was at work on this shit. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, what the hell are these niggas on? Like, I went on my Facebook. I'm like, woo. I'm like, so this is what America looks like when it don't get his way. I'm like, with the eye emoji, I'm like, ooh, so ghetto.
Yeah.
Like,
this white folk wasn't playing. They were fed up in 2020.
Man, they knew Trump was gonna win. I don't know why.
I think it's beyond Trump. To be honest, I really do think it's just white people wanting their way. They cry babies. They don't get their way, so and I mean, it might look like that with black people, but I would say black people have struggled all their lives white people. I'm not saying some of them didn't struggle. Some of them did have, some troubles as growing up. But like overall, as a white person, you would have way more privileges.
I was about to say, if as a white person, if you're not, I don't want to say you're not doing the best, you're not trying, but you have so many obstacles that are not in your way compared to black people. Black people, if I take this wig off and I try to get a job with my natural hair, guess what? I'm not getting a job. Yeah. Something as simple as that. Like,
I think you would, but
you don't know how many school districts turned down my black ass with my natural hair.
Who black ass?
This black ass.
Miss me with that.
We're gonna cut that
one out.
We're gonna cut that out.
But yeah, I think that I agree. Like, I understand. I think we white people are more crybabies than anything. And I mean, I feel bad, like you said, as death, but do I feel bad that it happened? No, because then now you can see what we've been dealing with when we were protesting. Some people
when we were actual, like, the looters, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God. But when we were actually just protesting in peaceful protest, y'all had full riot gear as police on our asses.
No, police. No, they had the National Guard.
National Guard, all of them. Like, no, I'm talking about like in the states that they didn't release the National Guard. They had the police officers in riot gear. Like down here in Houston, they had police officers in riot gear for a peaceful protest.
And a peaceful protest to me is a big group, just literally walking and talking in peace, whatever. People think that that's rioting because they're in large groups. That doesn't mean you're rioting. Like, you just got a whole bunch of people. Yeah, it's the same thing as a parade. Is that not a riot as well? Because
you know what's a real riot?
It's a celebration, they say.
No, what's a real riot is when they win a football game and they want to flip cars and burn down shit. But that's not a riot. They were just celebrating.
I'm about to say, what the hell they do that? They don't do that in no city.
They do that shit on the East Coast, like.
I was about to say, Washington, the Redskins, for sure. I was about
to say,
God, damn.
Especially if they team has it one in a while. I forgot what city it was. I'll look for it. But yeah, they flipped
the Ravens. Well, I don't know if the Ravens, but I know for sure.
I want to say it was probably Boston when the baseball team won.
I'm about to say the baseball team.
I'm not gonna say their name because I'm from New York. But
the Red Sox. When the Red Sox, but I'm about to say the Patriots won. It was the Patriots and the Red Sox. I think y'all hit like it was either 2 or 3.
Baseball fans are a whole nother different type of
And so, talking about that though, like, one of the things, at least for my family, that we were talking about is how many New York City police officers were down there. And the mayhem and the terrorist attack against our capital. Capital with an O, y'all.
They were in D.C.?
Yeah. Like, the New York City Police Department, that's one of the most racist departments you will find in this country. Like,
shit, what precinct?
What
do you mean what precinct?
Even Alabama? I just feel like everything everything in Alabama is just
y'all gonna not do mine. No, but yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, I just feel like everything in Alabama is just racist as fuck.
I was about to say they definitely shot at some people.
That was stupid. I just feel like there's nothing there to do. So you see, you gotta get the fuck up out of here.
We'll say from the small town that I'm from, a couple of years ago, I want to say maybe 2017. There was a big thing in the news. This guy from up north, I want to say maybe like New York or Chicago, something like that. He was driving around in the small town that my family's from, and he got lost, and so he was trying to find his way back to wherever he was. And he took a turn down this one particular street. And the black people in this town know, if you go down on that side of town, that's where the white people live, and they shoot at you. And these two guys in a golf cart came out of like somebody's house, followed the car, and started shooting at him until he left the neighborhood, like shooting at his car. And he tried to make a police report in the town, and he couldn't. He had to go to like the next big city over, maybe Tuskegee or some shit, to make the report. So yeah.
What?
I'm not gonna say the town name.
Man, fuck that. Say that shit.
But
let the black people know.
Well, the black people in that town already know. That's
why they don't do
that. Hold on. So where we went down there, we ain't know. We go down there.
First of all, I ain't going to no motherfucking Alabama.
I go to Alabama like every year.
I ain't going to no motherfucking Alabama. My brother was born there, but we don't have no family there, so. I ain't going to motherfucking Alabama.
I mean, like, I feel like that's everywhere though. Like, maybe not that bad, but there's always like places where you just know as a black person you're not going to be.
I mean, you know you don't go, but they don't just randomly shoot and get away with it anywhere besides Alabama.
Mississippi, Louisiana,
Louisiana,
Arkansas,
Louisiana, nah.
Texas. There's fucking towns in Texas that they put out a warning saying don't stop in this town. Like when I first moved here,
I ain't seen none of that.
What's that town? Oh my god. There's a town, fuck y'all, but there's a town between here and Louisiana where if you stop there, it's literally, they had a whole thing where they were trying to make black people move there and they were giving black people money to move there, and instead the white people in that town actually forced them out.
Hold on, this sounds like that show. What's that show called?
Sound like a horror movie.
No, it was like a show.
It wasn't a show. Like, I'm surprised that your black ass is from Texas and you never heard of it.
No.
We need facts.
No, it was like racist towns and all that. KK in my town. But
we know racism, but I'm saying as far as getting away, like legitly shooting.
I still want to know this. What is the town called again?
I'll tell y'all off the air.
Off the app, man. I'm snitching. We'll put it in the Instagram.
But yeah, like it's a lot. It's a lot.
So that right?
Yeah, I'm like,
your plant. Your plants feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
What happened?
That motherfucker started moving, man. We started talking about the white folks.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
What did I say that again?
We ain't got to sleep here. We good.
Is it fair to be politically correct with certain races when people aren't politically correct with black people? So when we say certain races, because this was your question, Bree.
It wasn't my question.
Okay,
so basically it was notes that I heard from like a group I was in. They were saying as far as why do black people always have to be politically correct to other races, mainly white, when they're not politically correct with us, meaning like we have to say, oh yes sir, yes, no ma'am, whatever. You just have to be more sensitive to them, whereas they give no fucks about black people. They'll say nigger in a heartbeat to your face, or they feel like they can just. I will say this as an example. I work in hospitality, customer service. White people come up to the front desk all the fucking time, throw their ID on the table, and I believe it's a black thing. I don't think they're racist, but that's just the level of disrespect that they have for black people. That they don't think that they have to actually hand you the card or hand you the money or put it on the thing. They don't give a fuck. They just toss the shit. Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, thanks, all right, bye. Like, they're very short, whereas if it's a black person to a white person, in order to be able to get something done, they're like, oh, do you think I could do this? We have to always be, like, nicer or extra just to get somewhere where I don't think white people give a fuck about how they perceive themselves, and they get away with it. And I will tell you one thing, Breyonna does not let that shit fly. You throw your key at me, or you throw anything at me at my hotel, you will not be checking in my property. I will tell you, oh, do you mind picking that up for me? And some people, they don't even realize what they're doing. They really don't realize. That's how their level of, like, I don't give a fuck it is. Like, they just throw something or whatever. And I'm, I'm sorry, you mind putting that in my hand for me? And they'll pick it up and do it. Oh, I'm so sorry. They don't think about it until you have to tell them, respect you. And you shouldn't have to do that. You should never have to tell somebody to respect you. But they just, that's how they do.
Yeah. So politically correct, I think that as a teacher, I'm just a little bit more politically correct with. This is the first time I'm teaching white students in about 4 years. The first time I taught white students, child, I did not, like, the kids were angels. It was their parents that were really, they did it for me, and I was at the point where I was just like, if I have to do another interaction with this particular parent, I'm going to rip my hair out. But at the school that I was at was a very small school, so I was the only English teacher, and so it was not like, oh, we can take this kid out of your class and put them, no, so it was literally me having to deal with this one particular parent that was just very entitled, and because of his entitlement, his daughter felt that she was entitled in my class, and it started a whole dynamic in that class that I was just like, it got to the point where at the end of the year I was like, all right, she has summer school because she didn't do her work. She felt like she was entitled, that she didn't have to do her work and blah, blah, blah. And the father came to the school right in the face, yelling at me, blah, 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 saying, you better change her grade and blah, blah, blah. And I was just
you better change her grade.
Yeah, they feel like we owe them some shit.
And I was just like, I wish I would. Like, no, that grade is staying. And you being, like, that was the last time that I worked at that particular school. That was the first and last year. There was other things in place other than that one particular parent that made me leave. But I was just like, I don't see myself doing it again. And I have worked in predominantly Black or Hispanic schools since. And so this year, where I'm in another school with white and Black kids, and it's a whole different vibe. And I think it goes partly because of, yes, they're used to it at this point because they had other Black teachers and things like that. So the parents are more like respectful. They understand that no, you can't be rude. And yes, you might be white, but that doesn't mean that you and your child are entitled. So it's a whole different vibe. But yeah, that entitlement shit, all the way. All the way.
And it trickles down to your kids. I had a parent, but I had a guest come in a few months ago, whatever, and he's white. He's talking to me. I wanted him to shut the fuck up because he was getting a damn nerve.
But talking your ear off.
They be talking my damn ear off because they become.
They can talk. They long-winded than a motherfucker, boy.
Right, and they'll sit there and try to find so and so and so. Damn, I thought I was done talking to you. But anyway, I was listening to the guy. He was like, it was a white guy. He was. Just regular conversation, but he was like talking about his kids, and he was like his daughter was maybe 5 or maybe 6 or 7 young, and he was like, these kids are aware now. We call it in the Black culture woke, but he was like, these kids are aware of the things that we didn't have to worry about as kids. And I was like thinking about like, what is he talking about, the white person? But he was saying that he looked a little, for lack of better words, is trailer trashes.
Trailer park trash?
Yeah, I couldn't get it out.
Trailer trashy.
Yeah, so, and it's possible that
that's one?
It's possible that people probably look down on him and his family because they may not look like the prestige white people. But anyway, the girl, 6, 7-year-old, whatever, she was like, Dad, why are they staring at us like that? And he was like, what? And he was like, that man over there is staring at us. And he said it was another white man, and he just kind of like had to tell his daughter, oh, they're not staring. But he said he could feel the tension in that person staring at him. And he didn't make it a racial thing, but in my head I'm thinking like, do you not know that's how we feel every fucking day? I don't give a fuck about you and your 6-year-old child. I hate to not feel sympathetic towards him. And I do feel bad for the child because I understand what he was saying, like these kids at 6 years old shouldn't have to worry about that. Yeah. But I mean, in my head I'm thinking as a Black woman, we deal with this every day. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that white people are just now realizing some of these things. And then imagine that one white guy is thinking that he's not thinking it's a racial thing at all because obviously it's another white person. But it's still the prejudice of people looking down at you. We deal with this as Black people every day.
So why do we have to be the forgiving ones? I'm not forgiving. Fuck them. Fuck them kids. I'm sorry. Fuck them kids.
I think it's like this though. Like with us, we'll forgive, but we don't forget type shit. Cause it's like
us in the Black people.
Well, some of them they don't forgive at all. I know a couple
where they my daddy because that nigga don't forgive.
I didn't.
But I say it's just like I don't know that we'll forgive is like okay, we know that history of it. Hopefully, like we interact. It's like not all saying like all white people are just bullshit ass trash.
Nah.
Definitely not saying that because I definitely have some white friends and they
some that chicken cutlet.
Delete.
No comment. No further questions.
Okay.
But, oh my god! I actually had I had a white guy in my wedding. When I married.
Okay.
Where's he at now?
Oh, he's staying Pasadena.
I mean, in your life.
We still cool.
Okay.
So I want to say that like Black people as a whole aren't forgiving.
I'm about to say I think it's us.
Yeah, I think that it's
because we are shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say
we are right. We value ourselves.
Yeah, it's a case by case basis. Like my dad, who, like I said before, he's from a small southern town in Alabama, and if Black people could be racist, which is a whole different conversation, he would be. He is very, very. He's not. He's prejudiced. I will say that he's very prejudiced, and not just to white people. To everybody. To everybody.
He Uncle Ruckus.
No, because Uncle Ruckus was like pro-white in my.
I know. I'm talking about the opposite of Uncle Ruckus, which is like, what's the show that has just this racist ass? Just don't like white people.
South Park.
No.
Oh, they just don't like white people?
Yeah. I don't
See,
not.
It won't be a show like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You think that shit's gonna get aired? Nah.
Not in this.
Not even on BET.
Well, BET isn't owned by black people anymore, so yeah.
Damn, man. I don't even people.
Yeah,
BET.
Viacom owns BET, which is the same company.
Wait! Back this up. Black entertainment television is not owned by black people.
Not anymore, no.
Golly.
They sold it.
Yeah, they sold it. They sold it to Viacom.
That is so.
They're like,
they need to take that shit off of the fucking air. Do not ever call it black entertainment.
I'm about to say, I think once, like, you know how, like, 106 Park stops showing videos, it'll be like a snippet, like, fucking 10 seconds, and it's mostly talking. Around that period of time, that's when they got bought out.
Yeah, like,
that long ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's been
after
like.
Monique did the BET Awards, she did it for like 3 or 4 years in a row. I want to say that was when she stopped doing the BET Awards, which was like 2005.
When they transitioned from AJ and Free, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Damn, how long ago? I didn't know.
Like around 2005.
And you know they put that black woman as a face of BET to make people think that it was.
What's her name? Deborah
Lee, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I really like her, and I don't think I think she's very genuine. I mean, you know, but I think that you put a black woman as the face of BET, and you don't think about. I didn't do the research on it. I didn't really care. I didn't really watch BET. After a while, it got very much watered down. I think.
Shit, I stopped watching at the uncut.
What are we watching for?
Tip drill was like that was a long time ago.
I had to quote one of the movie like I owed it. I was like, shit, nigga, they ain't tipping me. I had no funds on that card neither.
Well, that's the best card to do it with because you're gonna get picked. Don't use that card no more, bro.
But yeah, and see, if I didn't know that, but I just feel like it's called Black Entertainment Television, and I feel like once it is no longer owned by black people, you needed to have taken it down. And I get it, it's a money thing, you know, but nothing on BET that aired was ever that great anyway. Was the game originally on BET?
No, that was on UPN.
No, it was on UPN.
So when it came back on BET was when I actually started watching BET back again. And they got my attention again, but then they watered it down by showing some other stupid shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, because when it was on UPN, it was really a good show. And then they put it on BET, and it was after the change in staff, and it was just like,
I mean, it was still good, though. I think it brought a lot of attention back to BET.
They brought us
because I think a lot of people had already stopped watching BET because they were just playing movies.
And then that's when they started, it was no more College Hill and all that. All them type of shows like we growing up on, that's when like, man, BET, y'all wrong for that shit.
But now we got BET Her and BET something else.
Man, they wrong for that shit. Fuck all that.
But see, I guess that's why.
But that's just to appease us.
But thinking that's probably why Oprah and Tyler Perry came with their own network.
Yep. Oprah don't got her network no more.
Why not?
She sold it. She sold
to white people? Did Oprah sell her shit to white people?
We'll be right back.
Wait, no. So Oprah doesn't own anymore.
No.
It ain't even called own anymore.
What's it called?
I forgot. But
okay, well at least you took her name off of it.
Yes.
Okay. See, that's okay. I mean,
I think it's like a T with a plus sign or something.
Yeah. I wish she didn't sell it because I mean, I guess she didn't really need the money to get it, but whatever. Man. But as long as she didn't keep the word on whatever on there.
Hold on. What about Tyler Perry network?
It's still up there. He got a whole hella shows.
Oh, okay.
No, but isn't his shows on
it was on OWN.
Yeah.
It was on OWN.
No, I know, but isn't his shows on BET?
Yeah, so he went from OWN to BET. He got Sisters on BET, and he got something else on BET.
He has like the president.
Yeah, but he got
the president show.
But the Half Nots is on OWN though.
Yeah. So he's a director.
But you said it's not called OWN anymore.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's gonna be. Yeah,
I think it's O plus or whatever.
It was something with a plus.
At least you took her name off of it. BET, you should to snatch your name off of it. It's no longer Black Entertainment Television because I ain't entertained.
But that's how America is. It's like, hey,
America, KKA.
It's just how it is basically. Like it's there was like some cards saying that we're gonna have a black president, which is Obama, right? So it's like, okay, he's basically president, just basically repeats us while he's still pulling the strings and all the shit in the background.
That's why Kamala
and that's how
in office. She ain't there.
But people don't want to hear that. We ain't trying to just.
I mean, I think Kamala is cool as a person. I actually kind of was rooting for her a little bit too in the beginning, and I mean, I'm still kind of am, but I think that it's more or less obvious that it's campaign driven rather than actually like purpose driven. Like I think she has a purpose, but I think that she I think she knows that she was there to appease the black people and the women votes. Like I'm pretty sure she knows that. If she doesn't, she really doesn't even need to be VP because she's not woke.
But that's what all the whole reason that people voted for Trump was because of Pence. Because Trump was already kind of on the crazy side when they voted him into office.
No, they were going to vote Trump in. They've been wanting Trump to be president for years.
No, Trump wanted to be president.
I'm about to say, shit, how the hell the Simpsons know then?
But that's what I'm saying. But Trump has been wanting to be president, but so did the people because they're stupid.
But that's the same thing. We wanted a woman president.
No.
Yes, we did because
who's we?
The people of America.
No,
we
they wanted Hillary.
No, I don't think they wanted a woman. I think they wanted a black person. Regardless
a black person, then there'll be a woman next.
Rather it was a woman or not. The only reason why they were saying women is because we were going to get Hillary.
If they wanted just a black person, they would have went with Cory Booker.
No,
because he was another black person that was running for president at the same time.
But I don't think they wanted Cory though. It's a difference between like
if they wanted just a black person, he would have been the perfect pick. He's a black person from the U.S.
But it's a difference of how you market yourself. Cory Booker didn't market himself the same way Kamala did.
Well, I was gonna say just when we just talking about like a black president, I'm like, look, Obama, he appeased us. That nigga cool on shows,
exactly.
ESPN, talking about stuff, hooping and like.
Because we fell in love with his personality.
Exactly. So it appeases. So I see what she's saying about with Kamala, like it's gonna appease the community.
She's cool.
Then she goes to HBCU too.
Went to Howard.
And then boom. Oh, she went to HBCU. Cause you know how y'all love them HBCUs. I love too because I actually found a newfound love for them. I ain't go to one, but I have love for them. But yeah, that's still just appeasement.
That's what I said. I don't think it had anything to do with it being a woman. I think it was just the fact
I think that it was a major part of it, being a woman and being black. Definitely.
That's what sold her for sure. But that's why I said Cory Booker didn't get the same publicity because he didn't market himself and he didn't have the same backing. Barack Obama and the previous president and VP backed Kamala. Of course they're going to want Kamala in office. She had the backing behind it. Cory Booker is cool in a political eye, but I don't really think that he was good was he supposed to be running for VP or president?
He was running for president.
And I don't think that he would have been a great president. Sorry.
But so... But I don't think if that was the case, if it was just like, oh, we just want a woman, why not go with Elizabeth Warren?
I didn't say woman. You did. That's what I'm saying. They wanted a black person. You're saying they wanted a black woman.
I'm saying that they wanted a woman, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't about a woman, and I don't think it was about a woman. I think it was just about a black person, and the fact that we related more to Kamala than Cory Booker. Cory Booker is really good in political eye as probably might be a spokesperson or whatever. I don't really know what he should be doing. Maybe a correspondent. I don't know, but he's not. I don't think he would have been a good president personally.
I want to say he's part of the New Jersey Senate and. From Newark, and he was very popular. He was
I remember
on the East Coast
because he blew up really quickly.
I was about to say on the East Coast, he's a very popular person.
Yeah.
We look out especially when I lived in Jersey. I definitely voted for him. He was definitely one of those people that was just you wanted him to stick around.
And I agree because I definitely saw that too. It was a point in time when he blew up really quickly and he was in the eye, but he didn't have that backing behind him. And I'm not saying that he can't get there in the future, but it just Kamala grew up that quick or blew up whatever that quick. Like I heard about Kamala and then I never stopped hearing about her. And seeing her in pictures, seeing her she was out here doing the same thing Barack was doing, shaking hands with the people. I didn't see Corey doing none of that shit.
Except that he was.
I didn't see it. That's what I'm saying. You probably saw it because you were in New York. But the fact that just because you're in your small community, you saw it. Kamala was everywhere. That's the same thing that Barack did. Barack went every fucking where. Took his pictures, shake the baby's shake the kids' hands, kiss the baby's foreheads. He was everywhere. He had the spotlight on him. Kamala has that same spotlight on her, and Corey didn't get it. But beyond that, I mean, I think that
I'm about to say your girl want us to get them vaccines. Y'all seen that?
I ain't doing that shit.
I said that. I'm like, that's what y'all voted for.
Look, the only reason I got the
This is
vaccines
the black woman
that
trying
I
to
got
kill
now,
y'all.
the only vaccines I got right now are the ones that I needed in order to teach in Jersey, and that was the first time I got vaccinated. So I ain't getting no
Word of the
vaccine.
street is you can just tell them it's against your religion.
That's
So this
exactly
against my religion, the fuck?
I was about to say that's what my mama used to do. My mama used to
I'm not getting that shit. Don't even.
I don't know what she said, but
Man, my blood don't work. It's against my religion.
I was about to say I didn't get my first tetanus shot until I was like 25. And that was probably my last tetanus shot. I refuse to do that shit ever the fuck again. You can put up whatever.
Circle, dot, dot. Now I got my cootie shot.
I got my I don't know. It was like 3 or 4 shots that you're supposed to get as a baby that I didn't get until I was 25.
Cause the baby
Them
child.
old ass shots.
The ones that leave a dent in your arm. But the only vaccinations I remember getting was like the hepatitis, and then we had to get shots before we had to go to college.
I didn't go away for college, so like I went to a college in
I was about to say because they asked for your shot records.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It wasn't until I was teaching in college that they were like, we're gonna need your immunization record.
Yeah, because for the most part you're gonna be in close quarters with people, so that's why most of the time you get.
Well, down here in Texas, they ain't asked for shit.
Really?
And they don't drug test.
Shit,
They don't drink.
No.
He's like we teachers or some shit, but
I'm sorry, y'all. Sidebar.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Do we always have to care more? Who cares about us? Do we always have to care more? Who cares about us?
We barely care about us.
I was about to say, going on Twitter, we don't care about
I ain't gonna
shit.
lie, our community broken as fuck.
We make
Like,
a joke
for
out of
real.
everything.
Like,
Calling that lady a boneless chicken nugget. The one in the wheelchair.
They call her a boneless chicken nugget.
I saw that on. I'm sorry, I saw that on Twitter.
And you
why
do I have this image in my head?
Now all I want to do is cry.
I'm not going ahead with y'all niggas.
Shit, you go before we do. Let
I was about to say,
us know how hot it is. Shit.
Pave the way,
God
sir.
damn.
Yeah, they were making jokes about it the whole time.
Look, you saw me. I posted on
God forgive me. Oh, I'm
that's
sorry.
I try to bring Nyjah up in heaven.
Wait, never could have made it.
Never could have made
Never could have made
That's why we don't put it out.
I ain't going. I already listen. I'm trying to send y'all a little rope down to pull it up.
Oh God.
She said, I'm looking out, but
God said, don't look out for the heathens.
Look out for yourself, sis. But yeah, I don't know who cares more.
I'm about to say, that's what I said, like, that you can't, see, my thing, I can't even, the crazy thing is, we can't even say our family. That's because our family be hating too.
So no, we meant like,
I get what he's saying though.
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's like, who cares more as far as the situation? Like, why do we as Black people care more about everybody else and what's going on around us? Why are we so sensitive to these?
Like, even if you accidentally bump somebody and you're like, oh, my bad.
I'm not. If I bump you, I'm gonna be like,
That's that New
move.
York
But like,
shit.
that's true too. I will
I ain't
say.
gonna lie, cause I'm like, hey, bro, I'm like, excuse you.
I ain't gonna lie. Them New York people, they bump into you and keep hard as fuck and act like that. If you're my shoulder, I hated walking down New York Street.
I was gonna be like, man,
because they don't move to the side. You know, like they be like shoulder to shoulder, boom. I'm like, what the fuck? You be looking back. You better not look back too hard. Cause we oh shit.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna look back
Like,
at you like,
you look down and they got them Timbs on. I'm going the other way. And you're like, oh look, bit more. Like, the same goes back to the politically correct thing. Like, we're a little bit more courteous. Not all, but I think as a whole, though. Like,
I think that because when we're not that politically correct, my lips. The
fact that I looked at your mouth.
I can't say certain words. I have a lisp, y'all. It is what it is, but
can't get on tip no more.
No, not really. I think that when we're not seen as politically correct, then we're seen as the angry black person or the aggressive black person.
See, that's that bullshit stereotypes.
Bullshit stereotypes.
Because they think, hey, because you black, you're a thug, you riot, like you steal, you're a criminal. Like they think all this like stereotypes, and some of it ain't true. Like shit, and we educated just like y'all.
And I would
better educated than some of y'all
because we woke. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a different.
Some of us.
And but think about it, okay? I get it, and I feel so sorry for our black community that they have the resources, but they do not use the resources. I'm a black person. I don't always use the resources, and I'm not even like out here on the streets like that. But just imagine if somebody was on the streets and think about the resources they could use. What was I about to say? Shit. Oh, okay. So I was saying, as far as black people are led to believe that they are one way. So if they don't have the right guidance at home, what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna be exactly what they're told they are. Like,
see, that was generations,
and the lack of parents at home, and
like enslaved a whole.
I was about to say, but it's not even like. It's more than like it's so much more than that. Like we can't say that these generations of people haven't don't understand or don't know, and not address the fact that it was made that way. Like it was made that way. If you look back in the 80s, if you look back in the 70s, when they were separating families and making it hard for a family, the whole welfare shit. When welfare started, it was a way to make women independent of their men. So a woman could have kids. And she could be on welfare, but if they had a man in the house, well then you couldn't be on welfare. But at the same time, if you were not making enough money, even with that man in the house, why can't you get help in that way? Like it was made, like the system. That's why we can say that it's a systemic racism, because it wasn't just like one particular instance. It was built that way so that we could separate them, so that we cannot educate our generations, the next generations, and things of that nature. It's just, we can't blame, they don't know or they didn't do, when we don't address that it was made that way.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's why I say it was made that way, but when people are not, don't know how to use the resources around them, because there are resources for some people, for the most people, and then when people get those resources, you do have to reach back and like help somebody else.
But see, even our race, we don't want to educate us.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We don't want to educate us to some stuff like with these resources, like, and we need to get out our own way.
I would hesitate to say that. Like, some people might feel that way, but I don't think that's a thing that you can put on the whole race. There's definitely people.
About at least 70-30.
There's definitely people out here that don't want to share or don't want to put the resources out there. And if Clubhouse has taught me anything, if you listen hard enough, they'll tell you everything. There's a whole scammer shit.
But that's what we say.
Yeah, it's some people like to give knowledge. Like the vendor event I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, I'm going to literally have my setup on how I do the shit at my house. So if you want to just sit there and watch me do it, you can sit there and watch me do it. I don't mind giving my knowledge back to my race, or basically or anybody, but to show them, hey, you can do this shit too. Like, I'm making money off of you, can make money off of it. Shit, we all can make money off this shit. But we get in our own way because we're like, well, she got the Gucci bag. She already probably got that. Well, I don't want to help her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like she don't need no help.
Yeah, she don't need no help. Like, with this podcast shit, we know how to do that. But Mama Dre told us about it, how to go about it.
But that's
on our own.
She helped too with the Anchor app and other stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, some people bless us, some people don't.
Yeah, I would say there's free knowledge out here. In the fact that people are trying to monetize off of stuff that you can get for free. I get that maybe your hustle, like say somebody's trying to teach them, I don't know, like how to open a website or make a URL or a website. Why do you have to pay somebody when you could literally just go and do it yourself? Now I get that maybe your side business or whatever. Some people don't want to do it, but why don't you teach people how to teach people or whatever? I don't know. I get it, and it's a different kind of way. Or think about the estheticians that are out here. They get a lot of money by teaching other people or giving them certifications to be estheticians. That's how they make most of their money. They're holding classes. They're not saying, oh, let me do your eyelashes. They're saying, oh, let me do your eyelashes and also teach you how to do other people. So it's like helping other people, and a lot of people just don't want to help. They're just passing out information that you can get for free, and I feel like it's kind of...
So in some ways, like the esthetician one, I'm going to say that's not even... Like that one, it doesn't work in this instance just because the whole... I don't know, like in that whole instance, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes into it. But I guess I understand where y'all are coming from, but some things you just have to pay for. Like some things, yes, it comes free and you can get it and you can get all the resources for it. But on the same like tip, if you're not willing to put in the time, money, energy to learn it, why?
Do you know how to fix your own credit?
Yeah. Now the real question is, will I fix my own credit?
But that's my point. So it's easy to fix credit. The harder part is paying it off, but the easy thing is to fix your credit. But people are charging people to teach them how to do something that you can learn on your own.
So I'm confused. So you're saying that they shouldn't charge for that? Because like you said, they can learn how to do it on their own. If they can learn how to do it on their own.
There are some people who are taking advantage of it. There are some people who are saying, hey, I can either teach you how to do it or you can pay me to do it. That's fine, because obviously but
that's basically what I do.
But the thing about it is people are like, oh, no, you need to pay me to fix it for you, and don't want to give out the information and say, because say you're stuck on something, you got to pay them again to reteach you.
Like I don't know. Like I guess I'm really just.
It's almost basically think about it like as college. Like when we go to high school, it's free, right? Yeah. It's free education, free knowledge. Yeah. But then when you go to college for the upgrade, right? That's supposed to be an upgrade, right? Now you gotta pay.
Yeah.
Even though I always thought in my mind, like, bro, my college ain't free. College should be free for everybody.
Or at least a discount, like a mother.
Not even a discount, free.
But I understand you got to pay for the building, you got to pay for all that. It's not the same resources. State pays for the schools, whereas the state doesn't pay for colleges. I get it, but it's expensive.
But my thing is like, though,
I was about to say
they got the power to change that though.
They do, but like in some instances, they really do have it. Like, so my niece is going to college right now. Or better yet, when I went to college, especially when I was in college in New York, I did not pay for anything.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about grants or all that.
Why did you not pay? Because you were.
I know, but I'm saying fuck all the grants. Elementary to public school and all that, free.
Why should you have to apply for grants?
But it's not free.
So it should be.
But
I'm talking about that's free knowledge though.
But
we can pass that shit on really for myself.
Each student is $10,000 a year for each student in
K through 12. I think you're missing the point. We're saying literally the fact that there are free resources out here. I mean, yeah, I get the school thing. Yeah, it's not completely 100% free, but there are resources out here that people are taking advantage of by picking it up, learning it, and then selling their services to other people, and not willing to give that knowledge to the other person. That's what we're saying. Not saying they can't charge people, but the fact that you're not giving anybody an option whether to.
So, by that standard though, like, so I think where I'm stuck at is that we're, like, as good as it sounds, at the end of the day, we're still in a capitalist society. Period. America is a capitalist society. If somebody chooses to give it away for free, that's on them. If somebody chooses to charge them for it, that's on them. If they choose to charge and then explain to them how to do it, that's on them. Like, for us to get mad at them and say that, oh, we're not willing to help, whatever, it's like, no. Kind of like what you were saying earlier.
Disagree.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just saying that we're saying there are resources for black people. You gain those resources and then you don't reach back to give other black people who may or may not know, is kind of why we're saying the system is broken in the black community.
And my thing is that you're trying to say that that's overall in the black community.
It is.
I don't agree with that. Maybe you haven't had the opportunity to be in those circles or in those places where black people are giving back, but there are a lot of black people that give back in a lot of different organizations and ways. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for a black organization that got me to this point in my life.
There are. I'm not saying that some black people don't give back,
but we saying like the majority of the community.
Yeah.
If like to help another black person, like it's starting to get better because now we starting to buy from our own again. We going back to what the old way where it used to be when we had our own like Black Wall Street and all that stuff. We always bought in house.
No, so I understand what you're saying as far as that concern, but I think for us to say that it's a majority black thing where we're not helping out other people, I think that's a stereotype that we have, and it's not a good one to keep. Because
we gotta erase it.
But I don't think it's a stereotype.
It's basically the truth. That's why we get the crabs in the bucket. You heard of that expression?
That's a stereotype. That's the definition of a stereotype.
No.
That's what people believe about black people. Is it true? No, but y'all want to believe it, and when you believe those stereotypes, it perpetrates them.
There ain't no belief if it's fact. If it's
I don't think that's a stereotype though.
In the amount of black people that have helped me get on, and the amount of black people that still help me to this day.
And that's what we call these rare commodities.
I'm sorry, I don't agree with you.
If any one of y'all want to learn how to press up shirts, I'll show y'all.
But that's going exactly against what you're saying. You're saying
that I'm not saying I'm willing to do that. But
we're saying the
I hit a person up, asking like I've been trying, I'm trying to been making my shoes, right? Mm-hmm. So I hit the person up, another black guy, hit him up twice. They never hit me back. Seen my stuff, seen the message, just never hit me back.
That's bad business on his part, but you found somebody, right?
No, I'm going to Asia. I gotta go to Asia. I'm trying to
learn. You going to Asia?
I'm not going. Like I'm doing this shit for China.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
you could try to spend your black money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to get the knowledge from him, and and to share it with me, and people didn't want to talk to me. And we the same, right? But I gotta go somewhere else to get that. When I'm saying like he could have passed that knowledge on to me. Sure, even if you want to charge, I wouldn't care. It just I want the knowledge to it. But me, I'm willing to help I'm willing to help anybody. You can learn how to do shirts. Sure, we can all make money. You kind of get what we saying now.
I understand what you're saying. Like I said before, I don't 100% agree with you all, but I understand what you're saying.
But you say we're stereotyping, or we're not stereotyping our own, because that's not a stereotype.
Like I said, we are not going to agree on this point, and I am okay with that.
Agree to disagree.
No,
Thank you.
She just outvoted. That's all.
No. So you can outvoted, but I'm not agreeing.
You remember because it be like, she be saying she love to say you outvoted. Don't she love to say you outvoted?
I'm outvoted on this point, but I'm going to stick to what I'm sticking to my guns on it. So I'm outvoted. Don't touch me. Ooh.
We got a monopoly table for the flip over.
Fuck this shit. But no, seriously, I don't believe it. I think that if you are in a community that is willing and able to, like, I'm from the Bronx, like y'all all know, but my parents weren't from the Bronx, and the people that they got in contact with, that they put us in contact with, the people that I've met on my own throughout my life, I've said and I will continue to say, I wouldn't be at this point if it wasn't for black people. And so for me to go around saying, oh, we're all crabs in a bucket, we're all I can't in good faith say that. The reason I have my job right now is because of a black woman.
That's cool.
So, like I said, I'm not going to agree with it.
I own the black and the white community for mine.
Mm-hmm.
I said I own the black and the white community for mine.
So, we went over stereotypes. We did everything on our list.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I might make that date.
And you're not making no date.
It's 9:25 and the clubs, everything closed early because everything is shut back down due to the COVID.
You might as well just go pull out the paper plates, put out that bag of potatoes, put it in the microwave.
Bag of potatoes?
You know the ones you steam because you don't know how to cook.
First off, I know how to cook.
And then what you
very
do,
well.
Take some of them chicken nuggets out of the freezer.
They vegan.
The boneless chicken
Put
nuggets.
them on top of there, and look, put some porcelain
Chicken
on top.
nuggets is boneless.
You got you. What did she say?
She said boneless chicken nuggets. trying to be funny and nuggets are
I
boneless.
missed it because you said vegan and she said there's boneless chicken nuggets. Well, duh. I mean,
plant-based too.
All chicken nuggets are boneless.
Have you heard about the vegan fried chicken? So she said, hey, do you have anything vegan? And she said the blackened catfish. And we was like, no, vegan means no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no nothing. And so she said, did you hear about the gluten-free fried chicken? And we were just like,
talk about.
What the fuck?
What color is she?
Got one guess and it ain't black.
Oh, thank you, Lord. We can take an L on that one.
Hell no, we ain't taking no L's.
Oh, how she did?
She winning with
That is.
She was this real.
Oh my God.
Special. But I think that's it for today's episode.
You think I've been done? Yeah.
You see, she put the half back.
We right and she wrong.
Right. Wrong. Right.
I just want her to say both of y'all. She ain't said it in a minute saying it.
Exactly.
No, I'm not saying it.
You gonna give her some satisfaction.
Nope.
Because she said no.
No, I'm actually not mad.
You gotta be coming.
That's it. But that concludes our episode. Peace and hair grease. We out. Oh wait, hold on. Oh my God.
Episode's on air on what?
Toxic Tuesday. Peace and hair grease now. We out.